Hi guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's vlog will be focused on the history of British police, starting from the process of its creation and development to what we call police nowadays. It will go through all of the periods of police evolution and try to give reasons why these changes occur. So, let's get started. The evolution of British police has been traced by rate to three stages or periods: Anglo-Saxon, the parish constable system, and the so-called New Police. Early origins of British police can be found in the Anglo-Saxon system. It was consisted of the basic concept that the police are the people and the people are the police, a principle rooted in the early European history, even to some Aryan troops whom leaders took the responsibilities for securing the tribal walls. In the Anglo-Saxon system, particularly people who had no property to be taken as punishment while breaking the law, were divided into groups of 10 families, also called tithings, and made responsible for keeping the law. Each group has their representative, also called tithing man. His main function was to keep the peace and make observations of laws of the members of his group. Tithing man was also responsible for the good behavior of each member. At that time, the main tool for deterring and preventing crime was the severe punishment. However, the Anglo-Saxon system is said to be one of the most efficient ones because it was based on dividing responsibilities for wall observation and mutually understood cooperation between people and authority, as well as involving everyone in the process of crime prevention. The efficiency of the system was reflected in the chronicles dating back from that time, saying that even people were confident in the system they were mainly managing by themselves. Normans were so highly impressed by the system that they tried to improve it by introducing the feudal ideas and adapted to them, but instead it failed. Nevertheless, some forms of the system remain in being. One of the things that marked Normans' influence of the system was the first appearance of the word constable. The later well-known parish constable was based on developing two main characteristics, the first of which is closely related to titans who were responsible for keeping the good behavior of each other. The medieval constable was appointed by the community and charged with the responsibilities of an officer for a period of 1 year. Another of their responsibilities was making of regular reports, also called presentment, submitted to the local courts about felons, miscreants, and nuisances. At the same time, the medieval constable acquired some of the king's authority and was obligated to keep king's peace in his area. Watchmen were introduced to the system as local law enforcement agents recruited among dwellers. Successfully accepted royal wits made the appointment of watches obligatory, and later this was confirmed by the release of Statute of Winchester in 1285. According to it, every borough had to provide watches of 12 men, and at the same time, the smaller towns should have been provided with 5 or 6 watches as depending on their population. All citizens were obligated to be parish constable for a year. However, they weren't paid for that, and they had to do this work alongside other jobs, which was making doing it almost impossible. Thus, their duties were defined as unpopular and unpleasant. With the every year's increases in the number of population, the more policing attention was required. Following that, the wealthy people start paying to poor ones to take over their policing duties. In 1663, the city of London started paying to people to watch the city at night time. They are famous with the names Charlies, named after the sovereign of the time, Charles II. The tiny amounts of money were attracted either uneducated people with low social status or the ones who are old and weak. However, they were the most efficient night police until 18th century. In 1748, Henry Field took the place of chief magistrate for Westminster, and he became aware of the fact that more permanent and efficient force is needed. Thus, he employed 6 householders to have been working as constables for a period bigger than the usual term of 1 year. They were paid full salary and became popular with the name the Bow Street Runners. As a result of the Industrial Revolution, the population of cities was increasing at a fast pace, which was a hinder for employment, and this led to expansion in crime rates. However, both Parliament and public had disapproved the idea of professional police force until 1819, when the social unrest culminated in several riots in Manchester. The authorities called an army which hadn't had any knowledge how to cope with such situation. Thus, the Peterloo Massacre, as the riots were named later, followed the process of introduction of professional police force. In 1822, Sir Robert Peel became Home Secretary. He made some reforms as he was focused more on crime prevention than to punishment as way of deterrence. In 1829, Parliament passed the legislation to establish the Metropolitan Police in London, which was covering an area of 7 miles across the London. The Peel's principles became the main legislation for the new established police force. Charles Rowan and Richard Mayne became joint commissioners with the headquarters in the place known as Scotland Yard. The new police constables wore uniform with blue swallowtail coats and top hats and carried a rattle which they used to raise an alarm. The new police also gained nicknames of Peelers and Bobbies, named after Peeler. The recruitment for the force had changed, as it was compulsory for Peelers to be at least 5'7" tall, under 35 years, in good health, because Peel wanted his force to be consisted of good mass of men. Every new one joined the force would start at the rank of constable and got promoted only if he earned it. However, the reform did not only affect London. Big cities like Manchester and Cardiff were actively forming their own police forces. One of the first cities for introducing professional police system in the UK was Glasgow, which is said to be the oldest police force, started employing policemen in the early 18s. When the government changed the way they ran boroughs in 1830s, they made it compulsory for every of them to have a professional police force. Special inspectors were controlling the way the forces were developed. Slowly, bobbies started to be accepted by the people and to integrate in the society, and became trusted and even popular. Unfortunately, this did not last long. Due to the harshness and the low payment of the job, police work started to attract unskilled and uneducated people, which changed public opinion, and people started thinking of policemen as a worthy but rather thick Mr. Plot. That's how bobbies became pigs. The major problem of that time was drunkenness, as a lot of constables were dismissed for being drunk on duty. The aim to sum up police evolution has started since the existence of the very first primitive societies and has been going hand by hand with their development, mirroring every single of their changes. So the police force we have nowadays has been through its long way. Thanks for watching my video, and I hope you like it.